I'm Duncan Barton, I'm the brewer at Ticketybrew. I'd say what's different about Ticketybrew is the fact that we use a Belgian yeast in all our beers. I think there are other breweries who might do Belgian styles, but we put our Belgian yeast in everything that we brew. We spent a year or so, a few years back, going pretty much A to Z of all the Belgian breweries, giving them all a try. Big fan of the big flavours, so we just wanted to bring that to a British brewery and brew it ourselves. We currently bottle 3 beers. We've got a pale ale, which is 5.5%, fair amount of American hops, not heaps, but enough for a nice puckered bitterness, nice sharp flavour. We also opened with a Belgian style double. Other end of the scale, quite a darker beer, 6.5%, hardly any hops, let the yeast express itself, lots of lovely flavours, cinnamon, toffee, a little bit of bubblegum sometimes in the aroma. And we currently have a summer blonde, similarly letting the yeast come through, lots of nice flavours, fruity, spicy, that's 5.8%, quite pale, good in the fridge. Our pale ale is probably our biggest beer, which is a bit of a cross between a British classic, taken to America, brought back to Britain, and we put a Belgian yeast in it to make it a little bit different. Start off in the morning mashing in some grain, keeping it nice and warm for an hour. Pop it into the copper behind me, boil it up with some hops, usually about 1.5 kilos, 2 kilos of hops per brew. And then we cool it down through the heat exchanger and goes round into the tanks. And then we keep it there, let it ferment down, and then pop it in the secondary tank to just let the yeast drop out. We're definitely a handmade brewery, and everything's done by hand, a mash-in by hand. And I hose out the bags of grain myself, and we hand bottle everything. We have a bottle filler with 3 nozzles on the bottom of it, and it helps us out. We'd be lost without it because of the amount that we do bottle. But it is bottled, capped, labelled by hand as well. You've seen the labels; they look nice and pretty. They're all done by hand. So yeah, it's more hours than we probably anticipated, particularly on the labelling front of it. We're getting better at it, and we're proud to have a genuine handmade product that people seem to be very keen on. A lot of beer drinkers now are really looking to buy handmade things, or at least small batch brewed, so we can focus on quality. We don't have to, we're not brewing swimming pools of beer. We can focus on the quality of each brew, making sure it's really tasty. Really nice, getting people excited, people want to have another one. It's brewing the sort of things that you want to drink yourself. Beer drinkers in the UK, give Ticketybrew a try, because we're a little bit different, quite tasty, and we might have some beers combinations of flavours in beers that you might not have tried before. They're not crazy, wacky, out there, super sour lambics or anything like that, but it's nice and tasty, lots of flavour. Fair bit of strength in the bottles, because I know when you're drinking a 330ml bottle, it's a smaller glass, so you can afford a little bit of extra strength, and it'll go flavour, I think.